So I'm going to do my best to stick to my script and not get off on tangents. But I'm Marni Gerber. I'm an Arbonne independent consultant. I am a mom, a friend, an entrepreneur, a life changer, a health enthusiast, very adventurous, a risk taker, hockey fan, wine lover, a lifelong learner, a giver, a traveler, a dreamer, and a lover of life. I think we'd all agree that we don't get to where we are today without having the journey, so I'm grateful to be able to share a little bit of myself and a little bit of Arbonne with you all today. So, I was born in New York City, raised in Manhattan. I'm the oldest of 3 kids. My brother, Stephen, lives in Portland, Oregon. My sister and my dad are in New York, and my mom is in Boca Raton, Florida. And while we might be spread out, one of the things that my parents and my grandparents always instilled in us was the importance of family and community. My great-great-grandparents came here to America in 1890 from a small city in Poland. They had 7 kids they came with. And to this day, every 5 to 7 years, we get together for a family reunion with descendants of all 7 families. So it's a pretty cool heritage, and we just got back from a trip in October, and it was just, you have family you don't even know you had, and you make new friends. So, moving on. I'm tired of all the ASU, U of A. I need a little East Coast love. Go Orange. So I went to Syracuse University. I studied international relations and communications while I was there. I spent a year studying abroad. Syracuse was just a little too cold for me. And so I spent 6 months in Florence, Italy, and 6 months in Strasbourg, France, and I learned a ton of lessons from that. One, which was communication. I spoke no Italian when I went to go live in Italy. The family I lived with spoke no English. So we literally would sit at dinner with the dictionary and a lot of hand gestures. And it taught me that where there's a will, there's a way, and you can find a way to communicate with people. You just might have to work a little harder at it. I think we can all relate to that in our business and personal lives. So moving on, I've always loved to travel and have been very adventurous. And I've ticked a lot of bucket list items off, and there are a lot more to go. I think the great thing about a bucket list is you push yourself to do things that you don't necessarily think you could do. And push yourself out of your limits. Even if you think it's impossible, it can be possible. Some of my favorite things, growing up a tennis player, was I've been to all 4 major Grand Slam tournaments. I hope to be able to go back again. Running the New York City Marathon, going to a Formula 1 race in Montreal, just some fun stuff. So, let's see if we get that to go now. I grew up in a very traditional and spiritual Jewish family, and 2 of the things that we were taught from a very young age, one is called tzedakah, which is charity and giving back. The other is doing mitzvah, which is doing good deeds. And so from my time in New York, where I worked for many years volunteering with ice hockey in Harlem, where we taught inner city kids to play ice hockey and expose them to a sport they would not necessarily have been exposed to working with some great organizations here in Phoenix that just fill my heart. I would be remiss if I did not mention the Arbonne Charitable Foundation. The Arbonne Charitable Foundation's purpose is to support organizations that build self-esteem and confidence in teens, both boys and girls. Sherry and I have been very lucky to have applied for quite a few grants for organizations here in Phoenix and Scottsdale and the surrounding areas and have them granted. So they financially are being supported through our Arbonne Foundation as well as product support. And that middle picture is one that I just love. I started working with the cancer support community in Arizona last year, and they do a prom for teens with cancer and their siblings who can't either make it because they're too sick or can't afford to go because their treatment's taking so much money. So my why is my son. Ari will be 9 on, Sunday. He is in 3rd grade. He is quirky and funny, keeps me on my toes, and we have a lot of fun together. He makes being a mom absolutely worthwhile. I think most of us who have kids or got married, those days are the most important days of your life. And up until he was born, that was the most important day of my life. But prior to that, June 14th, 1994 was probably the best day of my life. My father started taking me to Ranger games when I was 6 years old and turned me into a crazy, crazy fan. I was at every playoff game that year and in the Garden when they won the Stanley Cup. What was even actually more fun is I got to walk in the ticker tape parade behind these players with our kids from ice hockey in Harlem. So you talk about an experience for them, or an experience for me. It was quite the experience for them and lots of fun. And that was my dad and I about a week after the Rangers won the cup. So I only hope it happens again in my lifetime. So life before Arbonne. I was in corporate America and I spent 20 plus years doing advertising and sales and marketing. So when I was introduced to Arbonne, I wasn't looking for anything. And there were two things that stuck out of me, and one completely contradict what I spent 20 years doing. And what I do in Arbonne is all referral marketing. It's a referral-based business. I spent 20 years going out telling companies why they should advertise, and I think there's a happy medium to doing both. But it made me realize that I just do it every day. I tell people about friends who own businesses, and so why not get paid for it? The second thing that, and I'll do this, the second thing that actually got me was when someone said to me, I want you to think about nicotine patches and birth control patches and what you put on your skin. What happens? You deliver medicine transdermally through your skin. And they asked me, do you read your skincare labels? And I said, no, why would I do that? I read my food labels, but I don't need to read my skincare labels. What I realized is that the FDA does not monitor this industry. And so it's kind of like put whatever you want in and ask for forgiveness later. Dr. Peter Matravers, we like to call him our mad scientist. Arbonne has always been based on taking the best of nature and the best of plant-based, so meaning we're vegan, and the best of science to give you products that are pure, safe, and beneficial. So pure meaning no, I'll get to on the next slide, no bad ingredients in it. Safe, we go through lots of safety standards and safety testing, and that beneficial, they actually do what they say they're going to do. And we take a holistic approach to wellness from the inside out and the outside in. So what I love about Arbonne is our product policy, our ingredient policy is forever changing, because you know what? Life is changing, science is changing, ingredients are changing. And so Arbonne will continually, over our 37 years, has continually taken a look at our products and made changes where necessary to make sure that they live up to being pure, safe, and beneficial. It's not really what's in our products, it's what's not in our products. And I'm gonna just give you two examples of ingredients to look out for. One being parabens. Parabens are used in our products to, what's the word I'm drawing a blank on, as preservative. And it is used so that we don't get fungus or bacteria in our products. Parabens in and of themselves might not be bad from one product, but using them day upon day, month upon month, year upon year, has effect where they build up. As women, we use 550 low-level toxins a day on our bodies between all the products we use. Again, parabens actually have a cause linked to breast cancer, and that's the big one that you want to worry about. Then with phthalates. Phthalates are used to make plastic soft. You'll find them in a lot of jars. It's why we have swell bottles now, so that we don't have that. The crazy thing about phthalates is they are banned for being in children's toys, because kids touch their toys, they put their fingers in their mouth, but they are not banned from our personal care products. What does that say to you? Just be careful. Be careful of them. So we've got skincare for all different types. We've got for anti-aging, we've got for sensitive skin and for acne-prone skin. And it's not just your face you want to worry about, it's the skin on the rest of your body as well. And so we have a whole spa line, we have pure essential oils, we have a shea butter line. So what do? I educate people one-on-one, or I educate them in group presentations. I share with them information. There's a Chinese proverb that says when you have information, it's your obligation to share it. And that has become my passion, is sharing with people the things that I didn't know before I started with Arbonne. I show people how to switch their brand and save money, shop online, so alleviate all those crazy parking lot stories you hear about trying to fight for spaces, and just shop in your pajamas from home. And then I empower others to create their own online global shopping network. So how you can refer me, I left that for you in front of you. I can do business in any of those countries, so always looking for referrals in those countries as well. And then last but not least, this is one of my favorite stories, the starfish story. And it has made me who I am today, because it's how I want to live my life. And the moral of the story is, you know, someone is throwing starfish back into the ocean and they get asked, why are you doing that? You can't save them. And really, truly, you can help one person at a time. And that is the goal of my mission of my life, and my vision for my life is I get to help one person at a time every single day. So thank you very much for listening. And I am Marni Gerber with Arbonne Skincare.